I mean, at this point in my life, having done my own work, having seen just all the guests we've had come down to our retreat, like we quite literally human beings to me are like we kind of have like a filter mechanism of all the stuff that we've experienced in our life, and filters need to be exchanged, they need to be cleaned, like they take in a lot of
Good
heavy
analogy.
shit that doesn't just go away. And so, well, then the question is, how can we clear this stuff out? And I mean, psychedelics are as great of a tool as any to really see what's really been in your space, in your mind. What have you experienced over, I mean, the way that the society is now, it's almost like we're setting up a stage where when people start to experience this stuff, it's such a foreign experience to people as a whole that we're going to have such a like backlog of big stuff to deal with, because it's we've
Yeah,
never learned how to really clear stuff out. And in the
right.
early days of my work with this, it's like kind of overwhelming. It's big and intense, and it requires a lot of care. But
Mhm.
you in that process, you kind of get better at just learning to stay on top of that experience in the day to day better, so that there's just not so much heavy stuff all layered on. And it's it's quite miraculous that we actually have medicines that very plainly allow people to truly see the contents of their mind and all of this stuff that we've experienced. And just by proxy of being imperfect as human beings, we don't know how to manage everything, we don't know how to feel everything, we don't know how to process everything. Some people, nature versus nurture. Some people by genetics have a bit of a better disposition to handle certain things. Some people, due to their environment, are taught to handle things certain better. But nonetheless, most people don't have like the holy grail of all of those things all at the same time. And so naturally stuff just sits there that isn't really meant to be there in the long run. It's pain, it's trauma. And trauma, that's where trauma can get down to like the very little nuanced things that just sit there that aren't big things that we speak of when it comes to trauma, but it's just little tiny things that accumulate over years and years and years and years that we've never really we don't know how to attend to. And I mean, I'm just a huge proponent personally for psychedelics, because that's been my centerpiece. That's kind of the central spoke to all the work I've done on my journey. And I think it's something the world needs to take a lot more seriously than it does. And I'm excited that we are going in the right direction, because I get the benefit of almost working on the inside of this world and having lived it myself, and then seen other people go through these experiences, all through a very therapeutic lens as well. That I just know what's on the other side of that, and it's profound. And so yeah, it's a very exciting world to be in, and it's helped me in just immeasurable ways. I mean, I almost can't even remember the person I used to be 5, 10 years ago,
Wow,
interestingly enough, in a
that's a
certain
big
way
change.
of just, in a way of like, I don't need to identify with the pains I used to. I understand my past and I see the whole picture, but I don't, thankfully I've learned to move on through a lot of things in a way I don't think I ever would have been capable of.